Welcome back to the channel. This is part 2 of the Max Kretzschmar interview. If you haven't seen the first part, I'd strongly suggest you go and check it out now before you watch this. Max speaks about coming through Southampton's academy and what it takes to sign a pro contract. He managed to do that at Wycombe and played nearly 100 league games. In this one, Max is going to be talking about the best players he's played with and the best players he's played against, and what it's like now playing as a non-league player for Huddleston. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe, like the video, and I hope you enjoy it. So you're still playing non-league now?
Yep.
So how old are you now?
I'm 29.
So you're 29, so you've had a good chunk of your career, but there's still arguably time left to go as well. We're seeing people get to like 40 now and stuff like that. Yeah. Where do you see it going? Are you still fighting to get back to league football? Are you content where you are? I've always wondered that. When you're in league football and you drop down, obviously you've been in a couple of teams that have been in the playoffs and around it and fighting for it. Yeah. What's it like? Is there a drive to get back to that, or are you content where you are?
It's very split. I've seen some unbelievable players in non-league who are content to pick up the money from their day job, let's say, and pick up the money from football. And together, you're not going to get paid that in League Two, maybe by 1 or 2 clubs. So the standard, I believe, at the minute in the National League, the gap between the National League and League Two has never been smaller. Like we was discussing earlier, I think a lot of our teams could go up and compete.
There's like some serious money being pumped into non-league right now. I remember going to watch like Crawley Town, Dr. Martin's league, when it was like the conference and like that level. Yeah. So the change.
Well, I mean, even that Crawley team spent a lot of money.
Like the change from then to now, every team in non-league pretty much is spending the Crawley Town money of back then when they played against United and Derby.
Yeah. I wouldn't say all of them, but there's obviously we've seen Wrexham go up. Yeah. They are pumping a lot of money. Notts County is a huge team, like get 10,000 plus a week. Chesterfield obviously lost in the final, huge league club.
Played Chelsea this season.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really good teams and some really good managers. You forget.
No, this season, last season.
Yeah,
we didn't do very well.
Obviously. In
Wonder Kid, once
one of the most in demand
Barcelona links.
Yeah. So I mean, we are, as in Huddleston, are a part-time team in a full-time league, and we are probably the odd one out now because there's only us and Dorking who are competing. Both stayed up. In credit to both of us. There's a lot of people and a lot of chairmen going, I want to go into the Football League. So our league is as competitive as it's ever been, I think. Because
of the money and everything that's obviously there on the horizon, and Wrexham is ultimately the model to follow right now.
Yeah, and I mean, we're talking about 2 up, 2 down and 3 up, 3 down. Only 2 get relegated from League Two. So there are possibly some teams getting protected by that. Yeah. And then on top of that, you look at the 2 teams that went up this season, both unbelievable teams. Only 2 can go up. So
it's literally almost come down to a kick that Notts County on all those points didn't go up. So in terms of you were just saying then you got all the way to Wembley. Obviously Notts County were just at Wembley as well. Wembley is, if you're from England, like the holy grail. Yeah. What happened at Wembley? You said you didn't get on the pitch. Yeah. What is it like to just be at Wembley in the dressing room? And
well, obviously, I was young. We'd all got our phones out. And we turned up to the hotel the day before, walked around the stadium, like incredible. The number 10, so I play like attacking midfield. The number 10, Sam Saunders, got the ball from kickoff and like popped his calf. Oh. So I'm thinking,
unbelievable free kick taker, Sam Saunders.
Yes, like really good Football League player, Brentford, and places like that. So the assistant managers turned round and I've gone like that, looked up, okay, cool, gone and warmed up. The manager chose to bring someone else on. Obviously, turning points in your career, things like that. Yeah. I was gutted, but obviously scared at the same time. And then
how old were you at that point?
I was probably no more than 21 or 22. So yeah, I mean, I would have loved to have got on, and obviously it did go to penalties. Yeah. So I was gutted about that. I would have taken. I would love to have taken one, and we lost on penalties. So we conceded. We were 1-0 up in extra time. Went to the 120th minute. We lost it in their corner. They ran up the other end and scored last minute. Took it to pens.
Who are you playing?
Southend.
Southend. Oh, that was the Southend game.
Southend. It's on Sky Sport. It comes up sometimes.
Freddie Sears, was he playing then or not?
I don't think so.
Just not there yet.
Don't think so. But it comes up on Sky Sports Gold or something. Every now and then. I'm just like turning it off straight away.
Any little camera shots of you? Or?
No, I don't think so. But I'm literally 119 minutes. I'm literally doing the John Terry, ready to go on, going, I'm going to be a League One player in like 30 seconds. And football in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Conceded. We lost on penalties. My good friend Alex Lynch was in goal. And yeah, it was just devastating because you're planning for your career's going that way. Whether it went the other way, I don't think it did for that reason, but it just shows the fine margins that happen in football. And
it's crazy. Like that momentum can just suddenly halt and then you just see yourself falling the other way.
Yeah.
How many teams do you see have like great season Premier League and then they get relegated and they just keep falling? It takes years to like recover.
Yeah, Scunthorpe got relegated. I mean, they were in the Champ like 8-9 years ago.
Yeah.
And they're having a right go now. They got relegated to the National League North, and I've seen them signing good players, left, right, and centre. So, I mean, yeah, that just shows how strong our league is. Yeah.
So Wembley's obviously a place that so many good players have played at, and obviously that hallowed turf.
Yeah.
Who are some of the best players you've played with and played against in your football career?
Yeah, I mean, played against. When you're in a lower league team, you play a lot of friendlies against Premier League teams, and you just kind of just chase the ball for.
Especially being on like the outskirts of London, you must get some London teams.
Yeah, we played Tottenham, Chelsea, and we played in a testimonial. We played against Chelsea. Mourinho was the manager.
You've played against the special one. That's
Matt Bloomfield, who was like a Wycombe legend, current manager of Wycombe Wanderers. His testimonial, and I got a picture of the team sheet the other day on the day, and obviously I come on in the second half. Mourinho's just a smart guy. He left all his strong players on the bench. So Terry, Matic, Bamford started the game. Terry, Matic, Ivanovic, players like this come on. So I got to play against Matic. I mean, I'm an attacking midfielder. He's a defensive midfielder. Yeah. He literally just put his arm out, long arm, like double the size of these. So he just owns this big circle around him, and you can't like get in, get off the ball. Obviously a joke on the ball as well.
That's crazy.
Won the Premier League that season with that team. Funnily enough, like Tom Huddleston was one of the best players I've ever played against. Like
Tom Huddleston's a player though, both feet as well.
Oh my god, he got the ball off from like centre kick, sprayed one to like Andros Townsend with his right foot, boiling hot. We lost like 8-0. It was all the boys who were. It was like the bomb squad. We called a bomb squad, like all the players who aren't starting basically. So we've gone to the Tottenham training ground, like lush pitch.
The new training ground?
Yeah, I think so.
The old one? Because the new one, they reckon, is like one of the best in the world.
It was very good at that stage. Might not be the new one, but...
still, it's a Premier League training ground,
I mean, they had Dawson, Mason...
Oh, yeah. So the Redknapp days?
Norton, Townsend. And he just played this... 2 minutes later, he played it with his weaker foot, just an absolute zinger, one height. And he just messed around me the whole game, really, in like 35-degree heat.
Do you know what? I love these stories because you play against some of these teams and you instantly think like you're going to hear like the big names or whatever. And I've asked quite a few guys that I've met throughout like football and stuff, and you always get a name that you never expect. And Huddleston's one of them.
Yeah, and I just love it when like we're all in the pub watching, Newcastle play, Aston Villa. Oh, Scott McGinn, he's crap. He's bang average. I'm like, yeah, he's very good Premier League player. Like, he's very, 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 very good. Like, he's a joke. So, Tom Huddleston, people think, he's playing 23. He's with Man U at the minute because he's a coach there. But yeah, phenomenal player.
I've got another player you've played with. He has an England cap as well. And he actually liked the tweet about the video we put out last week. And I've actually got a photo with him as well. Maddie Jarvis.
Maddie Jarvis, yeah. Weird story. He started his career... Well, he's a Woking boy. Yeah. So he
was at Gillingham when I got the photo with him. Yeah. A long, long time ago.
Really good career. Like, an unbelievable Premier League.
Proper winger.
And it's so good. When he come to us, I think it might have been the COVID season. Yeah. And like, I recognise that face, but I couldn't put my finger on who it was. And obviously, we obviously get to know him. And then I can't help but just asking him stories like, things like that.
So it's crazy for you because I look at you and I want to ask you all the questions, and you're looking at him, level, which is like the England level.
Like something that stuck out with me, he said under Mick McCarthy at Wolves, like he had an unbelievable season. So he's a right winger, like rapid. Yeah. Can cross right or left foot. He would either get to the byline. That probably
got him his call up. No, that
he was just a very unbelievable at a couple of things. Like very intelligent guy and player as well. But like he knew his strengths, rapid, and his delivery. I think he got over 10 assists. I can't remember his selling, but he got loads of assists for Wolves that season. And he said the next season, he noticed a huge difference of the homework that the other teams have put on him. Because obviously Wolves had just come up. He was a bit of an unknown quantity. And then he I wouldn't say he struggled, but he found a significant difference because players and managers now were doing like detailed homework on him, and he found it difficult to like affect the game.
Did Nick move to West Ham?
Yeah, I mean, he's had a great career. Like we've had Allardyce stories and things like that. So really good guy as well, and obviously doing well in the media as well. At the minute.
Yeah. Honestly, that's like mad to know that you've played with and against these sort of players. Anyone else?
Best player I played with, honestly, and it's good because we kind of had a journey together, like Jordan Ibe.
Oh yeah.
So one of the past, like everyone's like, maybe younger viewers might not know who he is, but
we're talking about a guy that played for Liverpool.
Unbelievable. Like, so somehow there was a scout at Wickham who kind of got a lot of boys from London and brought them to Wickham. So he was 14 playing for the under-18s. I was first year scholar, so 17, and he's the best player on the pitch.
Was he a similar position to you?
No, he played left wing.
He did play, right, okay.
He played on the left, but you're talking, remember you're at school and you're in sixth form and a 14-year-old is playing with you and he's the best player on the pitch by a mile. So we go to games now and there's Arsenal scout, Man U scout, Liverpool scout, West Ham scout. Like, they're all there. So I'm thinking,
this is my
let's have a good game today. Nah, they weren't looking at me. They were looking at Jordan, and he was frightening. So we sat down with him like just at the end of the season, like, what's going on? What are you going to do? And he was just, X, Y, Z are after me. I might go here, might go there. I was like, it's quite a good problem to have. Obviously ended up at Liverpool, moved his family up there. Kind of was following the footsteps of Raheem Sterling there. And I remember Gerrard saying, like, if you think Sterling's good, obviously we've got another one, because obviously Gerrard was in the academy manager at that stage.
Okay.
And like played Europa League.
It was like Brendan Rodgers sort of era at Liverpool that he was coming through.
That's right. I mean, just incredible. You know, you hear stories about Joe Cole when he was a kid, and it was like, obviously I didn't see Joe Cole, but it was similar. Like, he was just incredible.
Just had the lot.
Just everything. Like, his body shape at 14 was like a man already, but like right foot, left foot, just incredible. And I know obviously he's not kicked on the way like I expected and we expected, like the players I played with, but just an unbelievable player.
Yeah, just had the lot. From whenever you see him, he just got that natural talent and everything you need to be a good footballer, right?
Incredible, yeah.
It always shocks me with ones like that, with players that don't quite, they have all this talent and they don't quite get to where they, like we're talking about like Ravel Morrison, players like that. That always shocks me. But obviously you've played against some of these unbelievable players. You've played with some great players. You've played against some great players. Do you notice the difference between the levels as you go through?
I think it's funny because they say the Premier League to Championship is a huge level, but the Championship to anything else coming down is like a huge level.
Really? You really notice
I think there's a big step up from League One to Champ. You're talking there's 6 or 7 teams in League One who are very, very, very good. League Two and the bottom half of League One, I wouldn't say similar, but again, you have a top half of League Two who could compete with the bottom half of League One. And then, as we discussed earlier, like the National League to League Two now, I think, has never been closer. So
is that why someone like Jamie Vardy is so rare to like have a career like that, to go from where you are now playing all the way to like England? Yeah,
it is rare, and I mean, he's a great example. Like incredible, like unbelievable career. But done the hard yards in non-league, went Fleetwood and then Leicester, and obviously we all know the Leicester story. But there are a few. There used to be more back in the day, like your Ian Wrights and things like that. Yeah. But I think the scouting for our level now is a lot more detailed. So there are players, you know, signing for, let's say, Premier League academies and then maybe developing that way. Like Max Kilman.
Oh, yeah.
Come from Maidenhead.
Futsal player as well.
England futsal player, went to Maidenhead. I never played against him, but obviously I heard good things. But I was thinking that's a big gamble from Wolves, because if he's standing out as a defender in the National League, and obviously Wolves have gone and paid good money for him, but how good does that investment come off? So there are little gems that people may not know their stories, but it's rare, but I wouldn't say it's, you know, impossible. Yeah,
well, Chris Smalling's one as well, who's pretty much got all the way to the top of the game as well, coming from non-league sort of football or lower level football anyway. Obviously, it's amazing to hear all those sort of stories and stuff. And like, if you guys want to hear more, we can definitely make more episodes about going into like stories and in-depth stuff and talking more about what's it like being in an academy, what's it like actually playing the football, ins and outs of going to all these different grounds, all these different teams. It's obviously something that a lot of people never get to do, and you've basically like lived the dream of a lot of people.
Yeah, and that's the thing I say to most people, like it is the best job in the world. It's not really a job, but to do something you love like every day is a privilege, and I'm still 29 still doing it. So the day I have to get a proper job will be a sad day, but you know, it's something every footballer has to deal with, and actually like a really tough thing. A lot of that's a hard transition. So you know, I've done things out of football, so obviously we know each other, me and Dan, through coaching, because we used to coach for the same company. So I've done my B license, I'm a level 3 coaching, probably a route I'd like to go down. Like, I like to think I'm a kind of a good thinker, even on the pitch, like ordering people around, but trying to solve problems on the pitch. But you're a
number 10, so you've got the mind for it as well. You're in that role that takes thinking, takes awareness.
Yeah, but also I like, obviously, to lead as well, like not to shout, not to like... Yeah,
you're a talker, by the way. If anyone gets down to Wealdstone to watch Max play or has seen Max play, like, he is not quiet.
A lot of the time, I go like squeaky, and then the opposite fans like, oh, hello, and I go like that to them, and they have a laugh. But and then I've done a degree in like sports writing and broadcasting, so it helps me with stuff like this. So maybe a route I want to go down. But yeah, it's about kind of preparing for after football, but just enjoying playing it at the minute as well. Yeah,
definitely. You've got a few more goals to score and a few more seasons ahead of you. Hopefully. And you got another trip to Wembley in the locker somewhere, I reckon.
One day, I hope. That's the one thing to tick off my career, hopefully, yeah.
Well, honestly, Max, it's been an absolute pleasure getting you on for that one. I think it's good for you guys to see the insight to what it's like actually being a footballer. And I know a lot of you said from the last video, who is he? What's he done? Well, there you go. That's the story. If you've got any more questions, then obviously get them in the comments below.
Far away.
Yeah, if you're new, like and subscribe, because like I said, Max is here. We're going to be making some more videos as well. And I'll get some of the stories out of him, the ones you want to know, because I'm sure there are some brilliant stories.
Some whoppers.
But you got to be careful with some of them as well, I bet.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, well, look, we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in a bit.
Nice one.